Once upon a time, in a quiet little town nestled among rolling green hills, there lived a kind and intelligent girl named Belle. She was known far and wide, not just for her striking beauty, but for her gentle heart and an insatiable love for books. Belle's mind was always wandering to distant lands, filled with adventures she had only read about. She dreamed of a life beyond the confines of her small town, a life brimming with excitement, purpose, and meaning. Belle shared a cozy cottage with her father, Maurice, a sweet, slightly eccentric inventor. His workshop was a delightful chaos of gears, levers, and half-finished contraptions. One crisp autumn day, Maurice set off for a fair in a neighboring town, hoping to sell his latest inventions. But as dusk began to settle, he took a wrong turn and found himself lost in a dark, foreboding forest. The wind howled, and a fierce storm erupted, forcing him to seek shelter. Through the driving rain, he spotted the silhouette of a mysterious, imposing castle. It seemed abandoned, yet a strange light flickered from within. Desperate, Maurice pushed open the heavy gates and stepped inside, but the castle was far from empty. Its master was a terrifying beast, a creature of shadow and rage. This beast had not always been so monstrous. He was once a handsome but arrogant prince. Many years ago, his cruelty and selfishness had earned him the wrath of an enchantress. As punishment, she cursed him, transforming him into a frightful beast and casting a powerful spell over the entire castle and all its inhabitants, turning them into living objects. The curse came with a single fragile hope. It could only be broken if the beasts could learn to love another and earn their true love in return. All before the last petal fell from a magical enchanted rose she had left behind. When the beast discovered Maurice trespassing in his castle, he flew into a rage and imprisoned the old inventor in a cold, dark dungeon. Back in the village, days turned into a week, and Belle's worry for her father grew into a gnawing fear. She knew something was terribly wrong. Determined to find him, she saddled her horse, Felipe, and bravely followed his trail into the ominous woods. Her search led her straight to the gates of the enchanted castle. Inside she found her father, weak and shivering. Her heart broke at the sight. When the beast appeared from the shadows, Belle didn't cower. Instead, she stood tall and made a courageous offer. She would take her father's place as the beast's prisoner if he would let Maurice go free. The beast, taken aback by her selflessness and bravery qualities he had never known, reluctantly agreed. He released Maurice, who was heartbroken to leave his daughter behind. Life in the castle was strange and isolating at first. Belle was terrified of the beast's thunderous roars and his intimidating, monstrous form. The grand halls echoed with a profound loneliness. But she soon discovered she wasn't entirely alone. The castle's enchanted servants, a cheerful candelabra named Lumiere, a stuffy but kind clock named Cogsworth, a warm-hearted teapot named Mrs. Potts, and her playful son, a teacup named Chip, did their best to make her feel welcome. They saw Belle not as a prisoner, but as their only hope for breaking the long and weary curse. As the days turned into weeks, Belle began to see past the beast's frightening exterior. She noticed the deep sadness in his eyes, a loneliness that mirrored her own. She started to challenge his temper, refusing to be intimidated, and her courage began to chip away at the walls he had built around his heart. The enchanted objects gently encouraged the beast, teaching him how to be a gentleman. Slowly, miraculously, the beast began to change. His roars softened, his temper subsided, and he started to show glimmers of kindness and care. He offered Belle his magnificent library, a gesture that opened a new world for both of them. They began spending their days together, reading stories by the fire, their evenings sharing quiet meals, and their afternoons taking walks through the snow-covered gardens. Belle discovered a sharp wit and a gentle heart hidden beneath the fur and fangs. She was no longer afraid, and without either of them realizing it, a tentative friendship blossomed, slowly and beautifully, into love. One evening, the beast allowed Belle to use his magic mirror to see her father. To her horror, the mirror revealed Maurice, deathly ill and lost in the woods, trying to find his way back to rescue her. The beast, seeing the pain and worry on her face, made the most difficult decision of his life. His love for her was now so true and selfless that he could unbear to see her suffer. Though it meant he would remain a beast forever, he set her free, telling her to go to her father. His only parting gift was the magic mirror, so she could always look back and remember him. Belle rushed back to her village and found her father. She nursed him back to health, but her return brought new dangers. A handsome but arrogant and cruel hunter named Gaston, who had been relentlessly pursuing Belle's hand in marriage, saw her return as his chance. When Belle spoke of the kind beast in the castle to defend her father's crazy stories, Gaston's jealousy ignited. Using her words against her, he whipped the townspeople into a fearful frenzy. convincing them that the beast was a monster who needed to be slain. He led an angry mob, armed with torches and pitchforks, to storm the castle. A terrible battle ensued as the enchanted objects bravely defended their home. Gaston found the beast on a castle balcony, lost in despair, believing Belle was gone forever. He attacked the heartbroken beast, who at first didn't even fight back. But then, he saw Belle returning to the castle. The sight of her gave him a renewed will to live. He fought back, easily overpowering Gaston, but in his newfound compassion he chose to spare his life. However, Gaston's hatred was his own undoing. In a final cowardly act, he stabbed the beast in the back, lost his footing, and plunged from the castle tower to his doom. The beast, mortally wounded, collapsed. Belle rushed to his side, cradling him in her arms. With tears streaming down her face, she whispered the words he had longed to hear, "I love you," as she spoke. The very last petal fell from the enchanted rose. For a moment, it seemed all was lost. But then, a magical rain of light began to fall. A brilliant, warm glow enveloped the beast. His claws softened into hands. His monstrous features melted away. And before her very eyes, he transformed back into the handsome prince he once was. The curse was broken. All around them, the enchanted objects turned back into their human forms, cheering with joy. Love had conquered all. Belle and the prince were married, their wedding filling the one somber castle with light, music, and laughter. Belle had found her great adventure, not in some faraway land, but in the heart of another. She learned that true beauty is not what you see on the outside, but what lies within. And the prince, once a beast, learned the most powerful magic of all, the transformative power of love and kindness. And so, they lived happily ever after, their tale a timeless reminder that love can change everything.